The following video contains content captured from NCAA Football 14. The rosters, standings, and stats may not be accurate to the present day. All trademarks belong to their respective parties.
Good evening and welcome to Vanderbilt Stadium here for another edition of South Carolina football. Alongside me, Brian Principe, is Stan Smith, Nick Jones, and John Dowdy here for a matchup in the SEC East between the South Carolina Gamecocks and the Vanderbilt Commodores. South Carolina will get the ball first as Vanderbilt kicks it away. And here we go here from Vanderbilt Stadium as South Carolina will get a knee to start the game.
The Gamecocks haven't returned a kick in 1,000 years.
1,000 years. That's like that Vanessa Carlton song, If I Will Walk 1,000 Miles in 1,000 Years.
And then Christina Perry will love you for 1,000 years and 1,000 more.
Look at that. We're really getting into our music mashup here. South Carolina has the ball.
And we're in Nashville.
Cocky Thompson throws one. That's outside for a beautiful gain there of 8 yards to Nick Jones. And Nick Jones with us here in the booth. Nick, how'd that one feel?
That one felt pretty good. Went on the outside and snagged it real quick.
So South Carolina, after that big win against Georgia last week in Williams-Brice Stadium, and South Carolina now number 9 in the country for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, we called that one wrong, Brian, on our prediction last week. Let's hope we can get this one right. How about?
Yeah, let's see if we can redeem ourselves. We are experts here, ladies and gentlemen. We do know what we are talking about for football scenarios. So this one's going to be a run-read option for Dylan Thompson. There he goes down the sideline, and he is hit and dropped at the 45-yard line. Interesting play call there, Stan, from Dylan Thompson against Mr. C and the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Mr. C is short for communism, as all Commodores are. They are advocates of communism.
And you know what? It's very interesting because South Carolina is wearing red, and you would think red is communist. But there goes Dylan Thompson again for another first down, and South Carolina is in business here into Vanderbilt territory here early in the first quarter.
Now, Brian, we mentioned this last week. This is reminiscent of Connor Shaw. Dylan Thompson is rushing. He has 23 positive yards in this game. I don't think he broke 20 yards last game.
Yes, in South Carolina, you got to think they have an advantage because of those yellow boots on the field. Got some good traction. There he goes down the sideline, 20-yard line for a first down inside the 25-yard line. Jarrell Adams gets a reception for 22 yards. Nick, what did you see there?
Well, it looks like Cocky had some good speed right there and distracted him with the shoes and got the first down.
I think those shoes should be illegal. Yellow shoes against a team that wears predominantly yellow and black. Very, very misleading here in Vanderbilt. They like to say anchor down, right, Stan?
Anchor down.
It's
do that on third downs maybe.
Okay, here we go. Cocky Thompson over the middle. That one's caught for another first down. Pharaoh Cooper, King Tut Pharaoh Cooper with his trusty sidekick Cleopatra for a first down for South Carolina near the 10-yard line.
Brian, back to those yellow shoes. Are you saying that Vanderbilt should not play Oregon?
Vanderbilt should never, ever play Oregon. Ever.
For
Ever.
multiple reasons.
South Carolina, here he comes. That's Thompson. Touchdown, Carolina! As South Carolina takes the early lead here on a very methodical drive. They go almost 80 yards in less than 2 minutes, and South Carolina has an early lead 6-0 with Elliott Fry's kick coming up here to make it 7. Can he fry Mr. C? Yes, he can. And South Carolina has a 7-point lead here early against the Commodores, or Commies.
Who would have thought that Dylan Thompson would lead the rushing attack on the first drive of the game? He barely broke 2 positive rushing yards when they played Georgia last week.
Yeah, good analysis, Stan.
But he needed the inches to get that first down at the end, so...
You know what, Nick?
Matter.
They call this game a game of inches. A game of inches. Here comes Caleb Scott, the wide receiver. And wow, that is quite the comparison there. A freshman for Vanderbilt there coming out onto the field. And here come the communisms here for Vanderbilt here as South Carolina has the early leads. They're going to start with a run play here. Outside, South Carolina, great defense. They swarm like a bunch of ravens or gamecocks as South Carolina tackles Ralph Webb for only a 2-yard gain.
Ravens are hard hitters, that's for sure.
Yeah. Just like in Baltimore. South Carolina with the early lead here. Here comes Vanderbilt. A shotgun run left. It's going to be a run up the middle. He's drilled. Ooh, what a hit there from Cocky. And Lorenz Bryant with a big hit there as Ralph Webb is not having a good start to this game. What a hit there, John.
Yeah, he's preventing the Vanderbilt rushing attack. I don't know much about Vandy's offense. I guess the rush is part of it.
You know, it looked like Cocky's beak actually got into his unclosed eyes there, so we're going to be careful there. And that's a sack. That's a sack for Stephen Rivers. And no, Stephen Rivers actually gets sacked. And Sky Moore with the sack on one tackle there. And South Carolina will get the ball back here. Good play on defense there for South Carolina. This game is shaping up very nicely for the Gamecocks early in the first quarter.
The Commodore is nothing but a drunk sailor. This will be an easy victory for the Gamecocks, I presume.
Have you ever seen the play in a basketball game, a Vanderbilt basketball game, where the actual Mr. C punched and made a student bleed.
Oh, really?
Unbelievable that they let these guys play football. That is unbelievable. So here comes South Carolina with a nice return here. No, he's going to get stopped. Short return there for Pharaoh Cooper, but South Carolina will get the ball in good field position as here comes Cocky Thompson. Once again, great drive for Dylan Thompson. Cocky Thompson there running and throwing the ball for South Carolina. Let's see if he can duplicate that with his speed and passing abilities here for South Carolina. Almost gets him jump off sides when he made pass. He drops back, rolls right, throws one. That's a catch, and nearly a first down for Shaq Rowland there, and the Gamecocks.
Guys, don't you think it's weird that a grown man is playing a bunch of Gamecocks?
No, not at all.
Normal?
No, I'm just guys. It's weird. So here comes South Carolina here, 2nd and 1 against the grown men here, and here comes Cocky Thompson throwing one. That's a big play there for South Carolina. Pharaoh Cooper with 24-yard reception, and South Carolina's right back into Vanderbilt territory with a big play there. Cooper with his second catch of the game. 5 for 5. Dylan Thompson with 75 yards.
We tried to go with the air game last week, and Dylan Thompson threw, what did we say, 5 interceptions?
5
Brian?
interceptions.
2 for pick sixes, and he's perfect this game.
Ooh, and you got to be careful if you're Cocky. He's wearing a dress. You don't want to spread your legs open. He almost got a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction there. You got to be careful there. Got to be careful there if you're Cocky. Maybe close your legs. So 1st and 10 here for South Carolina on the 30-yard line. He drops back. He's looking right. Throws one right. That's to the end zone, and it is intercepted. Intercepted there at the goal line, past the goal line, and it's going to be a touchback for Vanderbilt as Cocky Thompson is picked off again, and John, you just alluded to it. Unbelievable there analysis there from John Dowdy.
I probably shouldn't have said that. My bad.
Yeah, a big jinx there for John. Oh, boy, he is not going to hear it well from South Carolina fans and our producers later. Got to look out for your job. You might get a pink slip. Here comes a run here from the Vanderbilt Commodores, and that is stopped in the backfield. Ralph Webb once again having trouble running the ball. Rico McWilliams with the tackle there for South Carolina, and now it's a 2nd and 12 for the Commodores.
You know, they consider Vanderbilt to be the Harvard of the SEC schools, but you'd think that they would know how to play football, but they don't at all. They're awful.
Yeah, I agree. Here comes the run. Nice play there, but another tackle inside the line of scrimmage and another loss or no gain there. Lorenz Bryant with another tackle there. Ralph Webb really struggling here, and it's a striking resemblance for Vanderbilt and Wake Forest, actually, if you think about it. The Demon Deacons, are they actually Commodores? Are they Demon Deacons? It's very, very unbelievable to think that these two teams are not the same.
Demon Doors.
The Demon Doors. That sounds like a Harry Potter villain.
Dumbledore, Brian.
Here comes a big bomb unloaded. It is picked off. Cocky interception. He's going the other way. 30, 40, and hit at the 40-yard line, but another turnover there, this time for the Commodores, and Al Harris Jr. with the interception for the Gamecocks.
We were worried about the secondary last week. They didn't really show up, but this is huge coming up in the first quarter. Big interception.
Yeah, I'd like to say that this is a good start for South Carolina. Maybe not the interception early in the second drive, but South Carolina has the ball back, potentially going up 2 scores here as Cocky Thompson coming out of the gun. That's a man to his right, the running back. Let's see if they run the ball here. Haven't really done it all too much yet. He's going to throw it. He's looking, got time, throws one. It's caught. No, it's dropped. Nice play there by Torrin McGaster for the Commodores, and Dylan Thompson now is 5 for 7 with 75 yards and an interception. So good start, not too great, not too bad. Good start for Dylan Thompson here for South Carolina, looking to get some more points on the board. Minute 6 left. He drops back, rolls right, throws one left now across his body. It's way overthrown, and South Carolina has a long 3rd and 10.
Going back to the movie references, Commodores were the bad guys in Pirates of the Caribbean, and they're also the bad guys today.
That's right, but there is no Captain Jack Sparrow to save the Gamecocks.
That would be Steve Spurrier.
No.
He is the equivalent of Captain Jack Sparrow.
You think?
I think so.
I don't know.
Of Carolina football.
You think?
Okay, who are you going to say?
I was going to say
AJ Can? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tyler Hull on the punt for the Gamecocks.
Tyler Hull is the Captain Jack Sparrow.
Okay.
So here comes the punt here from Hull. It's a good one here for South Carolina. Calls fair catch, and it's going to go out of bounds into the end zone for a touchback. So South Carolina will concede the ball to the 25-yard line, Nick. And here comes the Commodores and the South Carolina defense, which has been very good, John.
Look at that, -1 yards per play. That's incredible from the Gamecock defense. 1 sack, 1 pick. Let's see if they can continue that. And, Brian, they're on the 20-yard line.
I didn't even know Vanderbilt was in the SEC. That's unbelievable, right? Does that make me a bad fan? Here comes a run here for Vanderbilt. That's an 8-yard carry, and South Carolina gives their first positive play of the day, which is unbelievable.
Ralph Webb finally broke positive rushing yards, 1.4 yards per carry, Brian.
That you know what? That's better than .4. So I like his chances here to have a big game. Here comes another run here. Yes, it is. And that one's going to be bounced outside for a loss. And Ralph Webb is finding some big woes here for the Commodores. And it looks like the Commodores are actually wearing UGG boots, which is very unbelievable. If you see those, they look like UGG boots. And I don't think that's going to help them very much, Stan. It's going to get very hot.
They're channeling their inner white girl, and I believe they will be going to Starbucks after the game to get the new pumpkin spice lattes. That sounds delicious. I might join them.
I'm gonna be there with you too, buddy. I mean, I'm really liking that. That's a big first down for C.J. Duncan, and he's gonna go over the sidelines, get himself a pumpkin spice latte.
First downs equal pumpkin spice lattes for the Vanderbilt Commodores.
I want to play for Vanderbilt.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
we'd probably be starters.
We would, but that's going to be the end of the first quarter for South Carolina. A good start, not the best, but South Carolina has a 7-0 lead here in Nashville. We'll be right back here with the second quarter here from Vanderbilt Stadium. So stay tuned with us here, folks, because we're not going to go away because the game's starting right about now. We're right back here from Vanderbilt Stadium. We're going to be on the 35-yard line for Vanderbilt here, and Vanderbilt looking to extend their drive and get some points on the board. It's going to be a run play, and that is going to be bottled up for a short gain of 2. Ralph Webb still struggling here in the early part of the game, Nick.
Does Ralph Webb look like Lee Corso to you?
Slightly. I picture Lee Corso with a duck head, though, most of the time. He just always seems to have a duck head on. But 2nd and 8 now for the Commodores. That's a pitch, and it's going to be a positive gain for Webb. Only 1 yard, though, and a big third down here, John, for South Carolina.
Come back to me.
John is not ready to be talked to yet, so Stan, big third down here.
It's third down.
Anchor down. Here comes Vanderbilt. We got a couple guys out to the wide side. That's going to be a first down. Yes. Big play there. Steven, can I try that shoe on with the big play there? And Steven Rivers now only 2 for 3 with 17 yards. Very interesting stats there. Let's see if they can get it going here for the Commodores.
They've been looking at the ground game, Brian. That's why he's only thrown 3 passes.
He's got some lanes. That's going to be a first down and a lot more, and he's tackled across the 40-yard line. So here come the Commodores now. As a little bit of a jostling there from the Commodore and Cocky. Might be a little bit something to watch here as we see at the end of this play. A little bit of jabs going on. I think Cocky actually stuck his spur into his eye. But, yeah, you can see he's a little squinty. He doesn't really have his eyes open all too much. Very interesting to see how they can't even see out of their eyes because they're just literally not open. But interesting there. It looks like a run. Oh, this has to be a run play. And no, it's not. Oh, my gosh. They fooled me. He's going to roll to his right. He's got plenty of time. Look at all this time. What's he going to do? He's going to throw it, and it's caught. No, he dropped it. All that, he couldn't get anything.
Steven Rivers could have wrote a new Harry Potter book back there with all the time that he had. He might have even just actually ran and wrote the book.
He probably could have. And I wonder if he is related to Austin Rivers. Probably not. But that's going to be
He is related to Philip Rivers.
He is?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was a fan.
Brother?
Brother, yeah.
Brother? Huh.
Yeah.
Lorenz Bryant coming up again with that huge no-gain tackle.
Big play here, 3rd down and 10 for Vanderbilt here. South Carolina defense is trying to get up. They're going to get a rush here, plenty of time. It's a screen play, and it's not going to be met for much. It's going to be 4th and 8 for Vanderbilt here. Interesting position here. They punt.
No, they're going to go for
a long field goal here.
That's Nick Jones, help me out here.
That's going to be a 53-yard field goal.
53-yarder here for Vanderbilt. He's got the distance. It is good from 53 yards. And Vanderbilt is on the board here. It's 7-3 Gamecocks with 3:05 left in the half.
We've seen this kind of kicking. We saw this last week, Brian. Do you think it'll continue through this game?
I think it's going to. These guys seem to have those UGG boots ready and primed to go. Maybe they have a little bit of weight in there to get themselves a little more extra kick. Maybe South Carolina needs to invest in some UGG boots instead of those yellow galoshes they are wearing. It is not raining here, folks, so I'm not exactly sure why South Carolina's going with the galoshes. But they're looking well right now, looking good. Hopefully they can keep the lead. 3:05 left here. Let's see if they can have a sustained drive. It's a run play, and that is met for nothing in the backfield. Mike Davis with a negative 1-yard rush. And South Carolina, not a good start to the drive here. 2nd and 11, Stan. What do they got to do here?
Well, I alluded last week how they had razor-sharp talons,
right.
But I believe they had cut them. I don't think they want to hurt Vanderbilt too badly. So I think they'll be probably growing out their razor-sharp talons for Auburn or Florida or Clemson.
Right. So here comes another pass play here. 3rd and 4, Nick Jones. Nice play there. 7-yard reception. And I have to think, Stan, that Vanderbilt is hiding something underneath those hats. Maybe it's a bald spot. Maybe it's a gun. Maybe it's something. I don't know. But it's something fishy about those hats here on 3rd and 4 here.
They gotta hide that bald spot. I think they have liver spots on the top.
That's
they're just really
incomplete.
self-conscious.
Incomplete pass. And, yeah, look at these guys. They're all pumped up. They all have the same expression. Very, very smug. Very, very George Washington-esque. But a 4th down here forced by Vanderbilt, and South Carolina will pump the ball away to the Commodores. This one's rocketed down the field, received at the 20-yard line, makes a move, and he is tackled at the 31-yard line for a 9-yard return there for Vanderbilt. And the South Carolina defense has played well, but they surrendered a bunch of yards there on that last drive. So let's see if South Carolina can rebound here on this drive here in the second quarter. 2:16 left in the second quarter, and in the half, South Carolina up 7-3 against Vanderbilt here as Vanderbilt goes out of the I formation here. 2-back set. It's a run. It's a run up the middle, and he's drilled only after a 2-yard gain.
Looks like he just shouldered him to the ground there.
I think he did. I think he used those bingo wings. Yeah, he definitely did use those manly bingo wings there, and that I might have slapped him right in the face, and he caught a bunch of wing, and he goes, my face, and he just went down. So South Carolina here under 2 minutes. Now for the Commodores, let's see if South Carolina starts calling some timeouts maybe to try to extend this game and for South Carolina to get the ball. That one's over the middle. It's a first down. First down all the way near the 50-yard line. Latravius Rayford with the reception, his first of the game, Stan. What a name.
What a name. These Vanderbilt players have some very awesome names like Shoe and Gaston. Gaston.
Like from Beauty and the Beast. Another movie reference here on the show. So another we're broadening our horizons here at Vanderbilt Stadium. It's going to be a pass play right. It's complete, but a big hit, and Vanderbilt calls timeout after the Trey Wilkins pass completion for 5 yards here. So we're right across midfield here in Vanderbilt. And what's very interesting is that they put the logo upside down for this game. Very interesting tactic here by the Commodores. As this one's complete across the 30-yard line, Trey Wilkins, 19-yard reception. A minute 35 now left in the half.
They support the Illuminati. That's why it's upside down.
They are. They do support. They have all those triangles in their star. Definitely Illuminati-esque here for Vanderbilt. So we got to be careful here. Might have some black magic here working for the Commodores. As you did say they were communists too, so we got to be very careful here. This is a very dangerous situation for all these Gamecocks. Might want to get out of here as soon as possible. And you do have Taylor Swift in the area being from Nashville. Really got to be careful. Really got to be careful. Here comes a pass play. That is complete. No, nice play there.
That would have been a TD.
That would have been a sure touchdown. I would have bet $5 trillion on that one if he caught it for a touchdown. But
do you have $5 trillion, Brian?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. Maybe a Monopoly money.
Okay.
I'm a Monopoly millionaire. Here comes a pass. That's a hit over the middle. Trey Wilkins with the 3-yard reception.
Who else was a Monopoly millionaire was Vanderbilt founder Cornelius Vanderbilt. He was one of the richest people to ever live in America, and he founded this university.
Wasn't he big into like the oil industry?
He was. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Big oil refinist with Rockefeller.
Right. They were buddies.
They were good. They were good pals. They were good.
I bet they went on golf outings.
Yes. I would concur. I would concur.
Look at you using all those fancy words, Brian.
Here comes a pass play, 3rd and 7. That is a completion, but short. And it looks like maybe a field goal upcoming here for the Commodores as they look to trim the lead to 1 against the Gamecocks here. Definitely has the leg here for a kick. Does he have the accuracy? Let's see. Here, 4th and 2. Let's see if they try to drain the clock.
They're bringing the house, Brian. Yes, they are going to drain the clock. If I was Steve Spurrier, I would call a timeout here.
Very interesting tactic here by the HBC. And we're gonna have to fill some time here, boys. So what'd you guys have for dinner tonight?
I haven't had dinner yet because our jerk driver didn't want to take us anywhere.
Yeah, I wonder who that driver was. It sounds like a very evil person. Nick, what'd you have for dinner?
I didn't have anything either because the driver wouldn't stop anywhere either. He'll give himself a frappe but wouldn't buy me a cheeseburger.
They must really hate this guy.
He wears shirts that look like ice cream.
We're gonna get the kick here, and this one is good. And South Carolina and Vanderbilt now are only separated by 1 point with 11 seconds left. And remember, folks, who gets the ball at halftime?
Vanderbilt does.
Vanderbilt gets the ball at halftime. That is a big key part of this game, as South Carolina won't have much time to get some points on the board, and this one will be kneeled down in the end zone for a touchback. And South Carolina only has 11 seconds left to make something happen here, John.
Brian, what did you have for dinner?
I've yet to eat because the driver wouldn't take me.
We all hate this driver, don't we?
Not going to name any names, Brian, but he didn't take me. So a big play there, and that is going to do it for the half here from Vanderbilt Stadium in Nashville. Oh, and actually is that a timeout call? No, the clock has stopped.
Vanderbilt has called a timeout.
No, they had already called a timeout, and that's it. That's it. They're going to head to the locker room here. They look extremely happy. I don't know why, because it's only 7-6. Cocky not having a best hair day today, and South Carolina only up 1 point here at the half now. Nick, what is something to look forward to here in the second half?
Well, the Gamecocks defense definitely needs to improve. I think they need to visualize the Commodores as chicken feed and go after it, survival of the fittest. And, the Commodores on defense, they kind of look like Rocky Balboa chasing around the chickens, kind of getting trained for the match. You know what I mean?
Another movie reference here. I think that's the fifth one. And, Stan, if you had to pick in a fight, these two mascots in a fight, a Gamecock and a Commodore, who would win?
I think the beak would get in the way of Cocky of punching. So I think Mr. C would be a little bit more elusive. Like he can get his legs up in the air and like do like a jujitsu ultimate punch kick.
He does have some experience punching people
He
from
does.
that basketball
That's
game we
true.
saw back in, I believe it was 2010. They had a game.
Gamecocks only had the ball for about 3.5 minutes that first half, Brian. They need to hold on to the ball a lot more.
Yeah, not very good time of possession there for the Gamecocks. Only 89 passing yards.
They have 66 passing yards for Vanderbilt. They are truly in the Illuminati.
Right. This Illuminati business is just getting out of control here for Vanderbilt.
If you
89
turn the
pass.
if you turn the V upside down, it's a triangle.
It is just like all the points of the star.
Right.
That's all Illuminati symbols there. But South Carolina 89 passing yards, 29 rushing yards, only about 3.5 minutes of total offense. Not the way you want to win this game, as the Nissan halftime report is done. South Carolina will kick the ball away to Vanderbilt. Let's see if we get a return. We have not seen one yet, and we won't see another one here, as Vanderbilt will touch the ball back in the end zone, and they will start with the ball here from the 25-yard line here in this SEC East Conference game. Big implications here for South Carolina coming off that big win against Georgia last week. And South Carolina will start off here with a gain of about 7 yards for Ralph Webb, and a good start for Vanderbilt there. He has 11 rushes for 16 yards. They're really giving him the ball here, although he hasn't really shined yet, John.
Yeah, Vandy is relying on the running game. I was worried about the passing game. We said that last week, but Vandy's lighting it up on the ground. We got to stop that.
Yeah, here comes another run here, and that one stopped. That's a nice play there on the edge there. 3rd and 6 now after that tackle by T.J. Holloman. He is pumped up. 7 tackles in this game for Holloman. Unbelievably.
I haven't kept track of how many tackles he has. Obviously, ESPN has. Thank you to them.
It's very difficult to tell who's getting tackles. I might say that. I don't know if it's the angle, or maybe we are where we are in the press box, or I don't know what it is, but you can't tell who's getting tackles until the graphic comes up. That's a sack. That is a sack. Steven Rivers sacked down in the backfield. Gerald Dixon with the sack, his second tackle of the game, first sack of the game for South Carolina, and they will force the punt here. Big defensive stop here to start the game, or start the second half for South Carolina.
Rivers was clinging on to his running back as this, here, take the ball from me, run it.
Yeah, he tried. It did not succeed. South Carolina will get the ball here following this punt. It is a punt that is not the greatest punt there to the 30-yard line. Good blocking here out in front of Pharaoh Cooper. Breaks a tackle, and he will go down short of the 50-yard line, but right in good business here for South Carolina. Now, Stan, do you think those little doily things on their shoulders maybe get in their way?
They probably are. You could probably make a few jokes about those, saying, hey, you got a string on your sleeve. Oh, wait a minute, that's your arm. Ha, 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 ha. And they can get inside their heads and make them upset.
That's a run for Cocky Thompson. He gets drilled following the first down, but that is a big play there. Another rush there.
Thompson has probably about 92% of the South Carolina rushing yards.
92? Not 93?
92 and a half.
And that one's caught for a nice play by Jarrell Adams, getting a lot of playing time here. Wonder where Rory Anderson's been. He had a very big game last week. Haven't seen him yet.
He's probably lining up on the other side of the line, Brian, either in a blocking set or running a route the other way. They might be going double tights.
You don't say.
And Jarrell Adams might just be in a better position to
His
make
mom
a play.
might have put him in timeout.
Yeah, or that too. But Mike Davis with a 7-yard carry and a first down for South Carolina, looking to extend their lead here in the second half. 3:15 left in the game here in the third quarter for South Carolina and Vanderbilt. Here is Thompson out of the shotgun. Read option right. He's going to go for a first down and a whole lot more to the 5. Down at the 2-yard line. Dylan Thompson running the ball extremely well for South Carolina. 69 yards and a touchdown on the ground for Dylan Thompson. Unbelievable stats here for a guy that doesn't run the ball very much. Like you said, very Connor Shaw-esque. We might want to watch out. Maybe this is Connor Shaw in disguise. You would never know it. You'd never know it here with these get-ups they have on tonight here for South Carolina. But it's first and goal from the 2-yard line. Let's see what they do here. They pound the ground. They go. Oh, man. Connor McLaurin is drilled in the backfield. The Commodores knew that play was coming from a mile away.
That fullback play does not work. As we saw last week against Georgia, it was stopped right on the goal line that prevented a touchdown for the Gamecocks. They should probably give it to somebody else.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if they do. They do. They give it to Mike Davis. He is stopped behind the line. That is a no gain there for South Carolina. Third and goal now here. Big play.
Tackle made by Kyle Wostman. Another interesting name that I've never heard of.
Never.
Never.
I have a grandma named Wotsman.
Oh,
That's her first name.
Oh, tell her I said hello.
Yeah. Wotsman. That's her name.
Oh, okay.
Coming out of the shotgun here on third down from the 3-yard line. Thompson's going to go read option. He's in.
Touchdown! Dylan Thompson, his second rushing touchdown of the game. And South Carolina extends their lead to a full touchdown, hoping to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion lead here with the extra point following here. Elliott Fry will come on and kick the extra point. 7 plays, 52 yards, and a minute 47 for the Gamecocks as they extend their lead now to 8 points. And South Carolina with a big drive there to start off their play here in the second half. Nick, what does the defense need to do here for South Carolina?
Well, the defense needs to make sure that they rush the quarterback and force him to throw an interception because they're killing him with the pass attack.
Now, do you think Mr. C and Benjamin Franklin and George Washington, do you think Mr. C was one of the founding fathers?
Mr. C, his mutton chops are like too long. I don't think they would. The founding fathers would approve of the mutton chops.
I feel like those are 1800s mutton chops, not 17. Those were not the big things in the 1700s.
You're
right. The fashion forwardness was not quite there yet in the 1700s. These mutton chops are more 1800s. But a big play there, 4-yard carry for Ralph Webb, and South Carolina does stifle the run game here again. Let's see what Vanderbilt comes with here. They got 3 receivers. Right, 1 left. It's a pass play. Looking to go over the middle. Now looks right and is way out of bounds there. Stephen Rivers with not very good pass. And they're pumped up there. Cocky are really pumped up here. They're only 2 for 7 on third downs here. Big play here for South Carolina and Vanderbilt here as South Carolina leads 14-6 against the Commodores. He drops back. He's looking. He's throwing. That's a first down. He's left wide open. That's C.J. Duncan. And oh wow, you never hear the name Duncan. That's unbelievable. Another very odd name for
Duncan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. So yeah, very interesting there for South Carolina and Vanderbilt here as Vanderbilt's on the 41-yard line. It's a run for Webb, and he is tripped up after a 2-yard carry there. 2nd and 8 now for the Commodores, and Vanderbilt is looking to make a push here against the Gamecocks. Now, if Vanderbilt scores, do you think they go for 2 points, John?
No, I've not seen many 2-point conversions this season that have worked, so I think they're just going to kick it.
And that's a sack. Oh, boy. Stephen Rivers cannot take that sack on 2nd down. It is now 3rd and 15. Darius English with the sack there for South Carolina. And the fans here from Columbia that made the trek out to Nashville are going crazy here at Vanderbilt Stadium as we see the sack again. 3 Gamecocks in there on the sack. Look at that. That is great pressure from South Carolina. He doesn't blink like we said last week. Their focus is just so pinpoint, and South Carolina now forces a 3rd and 15.
He also didn't close his mouth. That's a little disturbing.
It is. He had his mouth wide open as if he was just taking a chomp out of the Commodore here as he's rolling left. He is hit again. A sack of Stephen Rivers again. 4th and 23 set up now for Vanderbilt. Sky Moore with his 2nd sack of the game for South Carolina. Let's see if he kept his mouth open or closed. We're going to see it right here. He makes a move. He's coming around the edge, and the mouth is closed this time. So no. The mouth is open this time again. Wow, very interesting there from the Commodores. Very, very interesting. The facial features don't change. The mouth is wide open, and they force a 4th and 23 for Vanderbilt now as the clock ticks down to almost 40 seconds here in the 3rd quarter. South Carolina could really change the ball game right here. Oh, a big hit. Oh, Pharaoh Cooper is drilled. Only a 1-yard return there for Pharaoh Cooper. And with now 37 seconds left, Can South Carolina drive down the field and extend the lead to 2 scores? Let's see what they do. They have 2-back set. It's going to be a fake run, and whoa, bad throw there. And, wow, it looks like there's no bench players.
Well, actually, I saw a fan heckling Thompson, and Thompson just had enough of it. I think it was the same fan that Mr. C punched at the basketball game.
Oh, he's bleeding again. Oh, gosh. Oh.
Paramedics are going over to him right now.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, we're going to cut. All right, we're going to go back to the game here. But it's 3rd and 13 already for South. And I guess they got an intentional grounding penalty on that first play. Very interesting there. And now it's 3rd and 13, and the fans here are getting up here. They're screaming anchor down. They are going nuts. Oh, my gosh, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable here at Vanderbilt Stadium. Let's see what they get here. They only rush 3. Now they bring a 4th. He's got time. He's rolling. He's hit sacked. Oh, no. Thompson could not take that sack there. They are pumped up here as Vanderbilt will get the ball back inside the 4th quarter here, as we will watch this sack again. Not very good blocking there, and he is drilled by 2 Commodores there. As look at that, the focus and the beak goes into the eye, but we don't see any kind of loss of focus there for Vanderbilt as they will get the ball back. Let's see if we have a play here before the 4th quarter. We will not, as we roll into the 4th quarter here in a game that is a 1-score game still here in Vanderbilt. South Carolina 14, Vanderbilt 6. We've seen a pair of Dylan Thompson rushing touchdowns. Not much on the air, Nick. What do you think South Carolina needs to do here on defense to hold the lead?
On defense, they need to stack the box and watch on the outside edges because their rushing attack has been around outside the tackles or in between the guards and the tackle.
You're absolutely right. We have a punt here. Going to be good field position for the Commodores, and they'll set up shop from about the 43-yard line.
Duncan got drilled on that return, Brian. And Stan, to your comment last week about us not having a special teams coordinator, we actually do. Did you know that?
Indubitably.
Didn't think so.
Ooh, Ralph Webb is manhandled there by Kawan Lewis. His first tackle of the game, but it is a exclamation point of a tackle. And South Carolina forces a 2nd and 14. Stan, you just got owned by John, by the way. Have to say that. Have to throw that in there. But here goes 2nd and 14 here for Vanderbilt. And South Carolina bringing some pressure here. It's going to be a pass over the middle. And not much doing there for Steven, your boy, Shoe. And that's a 4-yard reception and a 3rd and 10, Stan.
I think Vanderbilt is trying to get the spirits of Cornelius Vanderbilt on their side to help them win this game.
It's the ghost of Cornelius Vanderbilt. He drops back. He looks right. He throws left. That is a 1st down.
Let's not downplay the fact that is the ghost of Cornelius Vanderbilt on the field right now.
Yeah, the ghost of Cornelius Vanderbilt really starting to give South Carolina some troubles. They might be spooked a little bit. I definitely would. I'm going to say that. I would be spooked. But here comes Vanderbilt here under 4 minutes. Can they get the lead or can they tie the game here with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion? Stay tuned, folks. Here comes a drive here. He's going to drop back, looking right, throwing right. He's got a man. He's wide open. Touchdown, Vanderbilt. How did C.J. Duncan get all open there, John? He's wide open.
The secondary just left him hanging. He burned his man on the outside. Easy pass for Duncan Rivers to make.
Yeah, C.J. Duncan burnt the corner there. I'm not exactly sure who was covering him, but C.J. Duncan with 45 yards to the house. And let's see what Vanderbilt does here. Will they go for 2? I think they should. And they are going to go for 2 here. And this is a big play here. They get the fans to quiet down. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Will they try to focus here? Now they bring man in motion to the right. 2 receivers each side. Running back right. He's going to throw it. He's going to look. He throws it, and it's I don't know what happened there, but it's not completed. And they fail the 2-point conversion, and they'll kick the ball away to South Carolina down 2. And South Carolina really needs to put a drive together here, as they cannot return this one as it is kicked into the end zone for a touchback. So, a very interesting setup here.
We haven't seen a kick return yet this season, have we, Brian?
No, we have not, and I don't know if it is the kickers or the shoes or the wind or what. We have yet to see a kick return, which is unbelievable, and I cannot imagine not seeing 2 games without a kick return. But it's just, you got to speak to the special teams. Nick, you know it all too well.
Yeah, it looks like the shoes are making a big impact with the yellow and the Uggs. You know, and the Bulldogs had their paws out too. So
yeah, there you go. And that's a run for a 5-yard carry from Mike Davis. Haven't seen all too much of Mike Davis in this game, but a big play there. That's a 6. He's only has 6 carries for 4 yards. So He's struggling tonight, but let's see if South Carolina could put themselves in scoring position here to at least get 3 or kill some clock here. Thompson drops back. He's going to look. He's going to throw one. That's going to be over the receiver's head. And Thompson does not even have 100 yards passing. He has really struggled tonight, and it's a big 3rd down and 5 for the Gamecocks here. They are 1 for 4 on 3rd downs here. They split 2 receivers right, 1 left. He drops back. He's under pressure. He throws one. That's not going to be complete for a 1st down. Yes, it is. What a play by Rory Anderson. We have yet to see him all game, but he makes undoubtedly one of the biggest plays of the game as he shakes a tackle for a 1st down there. And now South Carolina will bring the ball within 3 minutes, hopefully getting the ball past the 50-yard line. Let's see what they do here. He calls an audible, checks to his right. He's going to wait. He's going to kill some clock here, it looks like. There's 19 seconds left on the play clock here. And let's see what we have shaping up here. We have 2 men right.
The center's pointing out to the Vanderbilt defense. I think he's calling them names. I think he's calling them poop mouth.
Is he really?
Yeah, I think they're getting upset.
Look,
They got time to kill.
So he hikes the ball. He's looking left. He's throwing left. He's got a man. There he goes to the sidelines to the 21 or the 31-yard line. 21-yard line. My math is off, ladies and gentlemen. I am not a math major, but I can count, I assure you. And South Carolina now is in business on the 21-yard line, John. Big play by Farrah Cooper.
We saw this on Vanderbilt's last drive. Cooper got behind his man. Thompson had him wide open, 42-yard gain.
Big play there. Now South Carolina has a lot of options here. Maybe want to run the ball here. Let's see what they do. They're going to probably kill some more clock as Vanderbilt has elected to not call a timeout here. They're going to kill the clock. And do you think they're calling each other names down there again, Stan?
Yeah, Vanderbilt probably knows some big words, and the Gamecocks don't quite understand it because they're the Harvard of the SEC, so they know all these big words.
Yeah, and let's be honest, the SEC is not Ivy League, so a lot of these guys have no idea what they're saying. But a big hit there. Mike Davis only gains 2, and they will call a timeout. And if you see that cocky in the upper left-hand corner, you might want to watch out for a cherry pick play here. He might run on the field for a big trick play. And that's another tackle there, the -3 on the carry. And a big play here, 3rd and 11. Do you pass the ball? I got to think you pass the ball here on 3rd and 11. South Carolina needs to pick up some yardage here. They do trust Elliott Fry, but they want 7 on this play. You're going to throw it, not going to get it. Not going to get it. They go backwards again, and they have to settle for 3 here as Elliott Fry will attempt the field goal here. Let's see if he can sink this one inside the 30-yard line. The kick is up. And it is good. And South Carolina now extends the lead to 5. And Vanderbilt now has a chance to drive down the field and win the game with a touchdown. Let's see if Vanderbilt can do it. Let's see if we get our first return here. John, we are not going to get it. And what do you got to offer here?
Vanderbilt has no timeouts left, so they're either going to have to go no huddle or make everything they throw.
Yeah, and you see that Caleb Scott is yet to be targeted. He must have done something wrong, maybe to the coaches, maybe to one of the coaches' family members. We don't know. We're just speculating here,
I've
folks.
been told by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, that he did not like the coach's decision of getting pumpkin spice lattes after the game. He said they're stupid.
Picked! He's gone! There he goes! 20, 15, 10, 5, down at the 5-yard line. Oh, boy, what a pick there from Rico McWilliams. And South Carolina has a chance to ice the game right here. Vanderbilt with no timeouts left. That'll probably do it. South Carolina should escape with a victory here in Nashville, Tennessee. And, oh, boy, the one mistake he's made, actually the second mistake he's made, 2 interceptions. But South Carolina, if everything holds here, should escape. That's a touchdown for Mike Davis, and South Carolina extends the lead now to 23-12, hoping for an extra point here to extend it to 24-12. John, you got to like the character of this win for South Carolina.
It's a great bounce back from, our wrong prediction last week. Look at that, a 3-second drive. That's impressive, isn't it, Brian?
Right, and you know what? Now that South Carolina has won this game here, you got to think they're going to lose on Saturday because that's how we do things here. So might want to expect a South Carolina loss here this coming week.
If South Carolina loses to Vanderbilt in real life, I can imagine Nick would be very, very upset.
I'd probably transfer, in all honesty.
I would never come to see a football game ever again.
Stan, what are you talking about? This is real life.
What?
What? Where am I?
Look at this defense, Brian. 4 sacks, 2 picks for the South Carolina defense, only 1-1 respectively for the Commodores.
Yeah, only allowed touchdown and 2 field goals. My math, doing that right, that's 6 + 6. That's 12 points. That's a good game for South Carolina's defense. This one's unloaded, and that one is dropped, but a nice play by Bryson Williams to knock it down. And Stephen Rivers now, only 138 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. South Carolina's defense has played very well here tonight at Vanderbilt Stadium, but the Vanderbilt offense is horrific. Might I say horrific. So here we go. He's going to drop one. He's going to throw it deep again. This one is picked off again. Another interception for South Carolina. And the 3rd interception of the game for Rivers. Bryson Williams with the pick. And that will definitely ice it here for South Carolina, as all they need to do is, excuse me, I nearly just died there, is just knee the ball down. And South Carolina should get out of Vanderbilt with a win here tonight. Big game there for Bryson Williams. Got a couple of tackles, a deflection, now an interception, and they line up in not the victory formation here. Will be a run, and that will go for no gain or 2-yard gain for Mike Davis, but the clock will run down under 1 minute for South Carolina and Vanderbilt, and it looks like the Gamecocks will begin to kill this clock, and Vanderbilt will suffer yet another loss. And these Commodores are the commies, and they never win, folks. You cannot escape the United States. You cannot escape the Red Scare. If McCarthy was here, he would be all over these Commodores, just like the Red Scare back in the 1960s.
As Reagan would say, tear down this wall.
And South Carolina has tore down this wall, as this will be the final play of the game. It's a run. It's a 1st down. All they have to do is set the ball up. The Commodore is extremely upset, and South Carolina has defeated Vanderbilt by a score of 24-12 here at Vanderbilt Stadium. And that is another win for South Carolina here in the SEC. As you see here, Scott got absolutely nothing. I wonder what happened. You said it was maybe the pumpkin spice incident on the sidelines. We'll have to check into that. Dylan Thompson with not the best numbers, but he is the player of the game here. As the Commodores now will walk off in shame, as we have here our highlights from the game. And Nick, what do you think happened here for South Carolina going into this game?
Well, I think the defense was very clutch, locking down Scott. I think the cornerback was talking trash over there, saying he was mediocre like Crabtree was. But
Really?
the offense definitely did well with Dylan Thompson rushing the ball. Every time he did a read option and kept it, it was positive yardage.
Yeah, and every time that these Commodores get tackled, it looks like they're in absolute agony if you watch these plays. And I don't know if we're going to get a tackle. There's probably a touchdown. But if we get a tackle here, I just want you folks to just watch the agony on these Commodores' faces. Where we might not even get to see another one. But I'm just going to throw that out there, Stan. Big win for South Carolina.
Vanderbilt cannot channel the spirit of Cornelius Vanderbilt. He's very upset, and none of the players get their pumpkin spice lattes. That's another big bummer. But Caleb Scott's not that upset about it.
But me and Stan are off to get some pumpkin spice lattes here from Vanderbilt Stadium. I'm Brian Principe. Alongside me is John Dowdy, Nick Jones, and Stan Smith. Thank you guys for joining us here tonight. Final score: South Carolina 24, Vanderbilt 12. Here from Vanderbilt Stadium. Good night, everybody.